Roymic yellow XHG Roymic yellow XHG Roymic yellow XHG.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to XHG Hangout. Hey, tonight we got, of course, Yunks will be with me here as co-host. We got a couple of special guests with us tonight. Deekster, who just made his debut back after a couple months off there. Friday night was an awesome show, and we got the animal with us too. So they're going to be joining us right now. We're going to switch over cameras. Thank you, Ro Brad, for the resubscription. 9 months. Appreciate you. Cash, thank you for all the emotes. We added a couple new animated emotes there. Got the dancing Batman and the changing color XHG when it was pretty cool. What's up, Hoss? 1988 all over again. There you go. Rowdy. Hey, that's your own emote of you dancing. That's pretty legend. What's up, Dirty Magic? What's going on? All right, guys, we're going to flip screens over here. I'll turn their voices on. They've been cussing so bad I haven't been able to have them on stream, but, you know, we'll let them go. We'll let them roll. All right, their mics are live, and we are. Let's make sure this works. And we'll get the music turned way down here.
Imagine making an emote yourself.
Rip. Dancing it up too. All right, let me get the music turned way down here. We'll leave some on the background. We'll I don't know what kind of music we're in the mood for tonight. Turn on a little 80s, 90s rap hip hop. It'll be so low you won't be able to hear it. All right, guys. So if you've just come to the show tonight for the first time, this is what's this, fourth one, Yuck?
I believe so.
Fourth one we've done. So the first one we ran through with Casio was kind of a test one, and then we've had 3 more since then, counting. So what we do is, instead of talking about Madden, we may mention a couple things about football or something, but this is more stuff about getting to know us and just like everyday things. We've talked just like questions that you might ask. There's a couple websites we linked last time. I'm gonna put one right up here. This is 100 funny questions. I'm gonna post this. Oh my God, there's a raid coming in. I'm not looking at the screen. Horrible streamer.
Oh, Iron Manny.
Iron Manny, one of the newest members of XHG with the big fat raid. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Move, yo.
Thank you so much. Look at this man. Look at this beautiful man. What? Hey, so I noticed that tonight there's an issue with the software that does the clips right now, and it's causing them to like slow down. I noticed it on some of the streams earlier. So when you post shout outs now, the clips are going to be a little funky looking. It's not anything on this stream. It's just across the board is whatever that software is.
You don't have me tabbed up.
Well, this was not. This was
I
not.
got you tabbed up. Hold on. Let me see. I got right here.
Appreciate it, Manny. Appreciate it. What's up, Loka?
Once I go to your stream on the tab, I
Okay, that one's smooth. That one's smooth.
Look at that handsome devil.
I'm hearing stuff and not even seeing an alert. What's going on here? Mr. X, what's up? Okay, I'm hearing like a sub sound that I'm not seeing it. So I apologize, guys. If somebody did, I don't see it.
Oh shit, fuck man, I'm
Is it a foot long or a 6-inch?
That was Loka.
It was Loka? Okay, how did I...
Coming in for 4 months for Loka. Let's go.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Loka. Thank you so much, Loka. Appreciate it.
Oh, coin card. Be a big one. We'll let these
alerts go through. Move that box a little bit. That thing's like all over our faces. No, you guys might like that.
Cover mine up at least.
Okay, we'll put it right on top of Yunk is what we're going to do here going forward. This thing's a learning process.
Loka's going to be okay with being all over top of me.
They know.
Woo! Okay, we'll put it right in the middle. Like, yeah, right there would be good. Right there. I've got a host, Hoss. Thank you, Hoss, for the host. That's hard to say. Thank you, with the biddies. Got a hype train going? It says it's close. Woo, way to start off a talk show.
Right?
Appreciate you guys. Hey, but we put a list of questions. I don't even know if you can see them there. Big goalpost with the biddies. We do have a hype train now. Lord have mercy. Animal with 100 biddies too. South with a 7-month subscription. Those alerts haven't even come through. I'm just reading them. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. It's the way to start off a stream. I appreciate you guys so much. I tell you, before we get into the questions, you know, you're talking about like hype trains and all this stuff. Last night we were on the Hover app looking for people streaming, and we came across this lady. What was her name? Young Poop Witch? Was that it?
Poop Witch X.
I have never seen somebody with so much energy in a stream in my entire life. At the time we quit watching, she had $7,000 raised and gave all of her mods over $1,000. It's her, right?
MCK Batspin Roy MCK Batspin Roy MCK Batspin.
Wow.
That's her right there.
I believe somebody at some point said it was the female Rowdy.
Yes, yes, it was insane. One of the best streamers I've ever seen. If you get a chance, check her out. Savar says he's still recovering. That Deke, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. Go post, thank you for the bids. Oh god, we got Roe Brad with the host. Thank you guys so much. Woo! All right. Hopefully the music is just barely on where you can hear it, but it's not. If it's too loud or our voices aren't loud enough, please let me know, and I will adjust the volume so you can hear everybody. She's 1 million times better looking right. Well, yes, that's for sure. Harry, what's up, Rafe? What's up, Rafe? All right, so funny questions. We get to know everybody a little bit and ask weird things. So I appreciate all the hype, guys. We're on a hype train. I know we want to talk about the hype train, but we'll be here all night if I don't start asking questions here right off the bat. So Yunk had a couple questions. Yunk, if you want to start with one of those and just address whoever you want to answer it and what we've got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And just real quick to touch on this before we get started. Shout out to everybody showing up right away. This is awesome. We've already got 35 people in the house. So yeah, big kudos to you guys. Appreciate the love and support. And there's gonna be lots of chat activity and involvement in the show. So keep your answers up in the chat too. So I'm gonna put myself out there with the with the first question, and it's going to be, what is a movie from your childhood that scared the bejesus out of you and had longer lasting effects, which may still be there to this day? So I will go to Animal to start.
Movie from my childhood. It's a tough one. Let's think about this here. I watched it way too early. I was way too young. I was allowed to watch way too many things as a youth. So I watched it very, very early on, probably when I was like 7. And since then, I don't mess with clowns at all. Like I just got a big clown, and I am absolutely. So yeah, that's one for me for sure.
I get that. I know like a handful of people in my life that are like that too. It's kind of crazy.
Yep, I'm staying hell away from clowns.
I'll protect you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, Deekster, how about you, brother?
This is pretty easy actually for me, and I think I may have shared the story on stream. I'm not sure, but I was in grade 3, so it was like 72, 73, and like Animal, I was allowed to watch way too much. My dad went to sea for a living. I was home with mom usually alone, and she let me watch everyone I watch, even though I'm in grade 3, right? And the movie, now this is not a scary movie per se. It was Walking Tall. But when you're that age, where you are 9, I guess, going into grade 3, and you see the beginning of the movie, and at the end it rolls, verbiage about how it's a true story and what happened next, you think everything that happened in that movie was actually the way it was, a true story. And what happened was, it scared me so bad because I really thought that these people were so, bad, they were so evil and so untouchable that they were going to come all the way to Canada and take my mom. So I didn't go to school for a month. Yeah, I didn't go to school for a month, so it took a lot of convincing. And the last step was, and it's still in my head, and she had to do it. Mom just took me in school and dropped me off, and I was screaming and kicking, and the teacher had my hand hold me back, and then it was all fine. But it was almost a month I didn't go to school because I was scared if I went to school, someone was going to come take my mom, just because of that one movie. And you know, now it's easy. I mean, they're great movies, a great trilogy, and it's unfortunate true story, you know, because things get even worse in Beaver Push's life as time went on. But yeah, it's amazing how when you're a child you don't separate, and even some adults, you know, when they see, you know, based on real events or based on a true story, you don't separate that. A lot of times it's, you know, not exactly what happened, but
That's that's incredible, and that's a great point. Like when you're watching a movie and you find out it's based on real life events, that makes things significantly more
yeah.
not only scary but
Yeah.
concerning.
Yeah, and I think you know, even when you're in grade 9, when you're 9 years old, sorry, grade 3, you're 9 years old, you know, when you watch a supernatural movie or like whatever, you kind of know that yeah, it's scary and whatever, and you know the monsters in your closet really aren't there. But when you see this actual drama about people getting killed and shot and whatever, and it's like this really happens, like you know, I'm in Jerkwater, you know, Nova Scotia. This stuff don't happen.
Right. All
America's.
right, Roy.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Well, so kind of the same as you got. I can't say my parents let me watch anything, but I remember being first or second grade. I think it's first grade, and they let me watch Halloween. Michael Myers. I think it's Halloween 2, where they were in the hospital. I believe that's where they were at, where he was
Yep.
killing all the people.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, to this day, when the Halloween music comes on, it scares me to death. And like, I don't know for how many years, every time I'd wake up middle of the night, I would think Michael Myers was like standing on the other side of my bedroom, you know, like in the movie when he just appears there, and there with the mask on. It freaked me out. And the other one, I'll say two real quick. The other one's the same one Animal said. The original TV movie miniseries for It, and I wasn't necessarily that young because I go back and look when it came out. I was in middle school,
Yeah.
and it like terrified me. I still hate clowns to this day. Like, and I've watched both the new ones, the new It movies. I've read the book. I've listened to audiobooks on it while I'm driving. Stephen King. I love it. I can deal with it now, but it like I'm still freaked out by clowns to this
Yep.
day. I mean, it's I hate
I think
clowns.
everyone to a certain degree is freaked out by clowns. I think.
Yeah, it's
no,
not
no
happening.
one's a real fan of clowns.
It's just
Yeah, that's true. I've never been anybody that's been like, "Oh, I love clowns. They're my favorite."
Yeah, really, you creepy motherfucker, stay away from me.
we've got a poll up there too. What a movie affected you more? And he's got a few of them up there: a scary movie, heartfelt, cartoons, love story, or other. So if you guys want to vote on that, go right ahead as we go back to Young and get his answer.
Yeah, that's actually a great point too. What movies affected you more? It very well could have been like a heartfelt movie or a love story or something like that. But this was definitely horror genre based for me. And so I was born in 1981, and in 1984, Nightmare on Elm Street came out. And unfortunately, I think I was 7 when it was released on home video. And so I was 7 years old watching a movie about a guy that goes and kills kids in their dreams. Talk about traumatizing. I had so much trouble going to sleep and being by myself and being in the dark. And like a year or two later, we get new neighbors, and guess what their last name is?
Don't even say it.
Yep,
No way.
Kruger.
No
Like
shot.
out of
Did you move
everywhere,
immediately?
Yep.
seriously.
Um,
And of course,
yeah.
I got this, lie from them that, oh, our uncle's name is Freddie and blah blah blah.
Young 7-year-old Young's like, all right, peace out, I'm gone.
Yep. And 100% there was an Elm Street downtown Flushing in the little town that I'm in. And it was just a perpetual horror for me. I couldn't stay the night at any friends' houses, nothing. And funny story is I still have dreams about him to this day. They don't freak me out like they used to, but they still
Yeah.
occur,
Yeah.
which is just crazy. But yeah, that's that definitely messed me up for a long time.
1, 2,
Yep.
satchel. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry.
No, the funny thing is now I love the movies. They're
Yeah.
great.
I think those movies were scarier when they didn't show as much, when they didn't show
Yeah.
as much gore,
Yeah.
when they didn't show when there was when there was suspense behind it. Get it out. When there's suspense behind and the thriller part of it, when they just go straight into they're ripping people's heads off and everything else,
Yeah.
it kind of loses the whole fear sense to me. It gets
Well, you spoke, Roy, about Halloween 2 being the one that bothered you, and I'll still this day, I'm a big fan of that whole franchise, and I'll tell you, I still get chills watching the third one was terrible, but the first two, like just like you said, the suspense and all of that built into it. Forget the gore, that doesn't scare me. Just what's going to happen next? Where is he? When's he going to pop out? That's what gets you. But
Right.
I find
Yeah,
we lose a little bit
absolutely.
of that
Jump
now in
scares.
today's movies. Now it's all competition for the gore.
right. What kind of special effects they got? Who can
Right,
outdo the other
yeah.
one? The
Yeah.
shock factor. So we had a tie in the votes up there, 5 apiece for scary movie, heartfelt, or other, for the kind of movie that affected you. So, all right, great answers, guys. I'll take the next question here, and we'll kind of change gears to a kind of different subject. We got one here that we pulled off one of the sites, and I kind of changed it up a little bit. So my wife's a teacher, as you guys may or may not know. I think I've spoke about it several times, but she teaches 8th grade West Virginia history, and been a teacher for a lot of years now. But my aunt was a teacher. I come from some of my grandparents, great grandparents, principals, teachers. So a lot of people in the education field really, really changed over the years. So my question that I want to ask each one of you guys and kind of give a thought process on this. I guess animal, or you would be the youngest out of us, but still at that, you're how old?
36. Imagine me being the young pup in the room.
You're the young one in here at 36, and we're
We
on
only
Twitch
got
right
little
now,
pup
so
in there.
that seems kind of odd to everybody, I'm sure. But so my question is this: name a physical discipline that occurred in school when you were young that there's no way it's happening today. They don't do this stuff anymore, but it occurred when you were in school. And if you got a specific example, maybe something happened to you, maybe you were the golden child and you never got in trouble. I don't know. But I'll start off. And so I remember being in school, just to be brief about it, I guess, because like I was telling Yunk earlier, I could literally be here all night long. I kind of poke fun at you guys trying to make the TikToks and everything. If it's kind of hard to find clips without, F bombs and everything else in it. The reality of it is, I was suspended 12 times from school. There, kicked out for every single thing you could think of. Whatever, if you think of it, I did it. Okay, whatever it might be. What is it? She wrote something in here. What? Oh, she married the problem child. Okay, she married the problem child. But anyway, some of the things in school, I remember one of them was when I was in 3rd grade, the teacher had a yardstick she had, carried around. And if you weren't paying attention, she would slap the desk with it. Or if you were really mad, she would hit you on top of the head, on the hands with it, everything else. That was one of the things. And then later on in middle school, we had he was a phys ed teacher. He got in trouble. You not only got paddled, but he had a paddle with holes drilled through it. And the holes drilled through it, you had to sign your name with a marker on the paddle before he paddled you. And so that was a couple things, So when I say I got suspended 12 times, some of the things you'd get suspended for today, I just got the crap beat out of me at school. So, by the teacher, whatever they might be. So those things, obviously, you'd get arrested for as a teacher now. They would never let you do those things. But, that's the way it was then. So, Deekster, you may not can remember that far back, but, I'll let you go next.
Yeah, I won't stay too long on this topic because back in the 70s and 80s, it was different. It was, and I'm not saying any of it was wrong. I'm not saying any was wrong at all, but I've seen it all from the strap. I've seen a strap when it was taken away, but I was in elementary school when a strap was acceptable. That was what you got when you for whatever offense you did. Erasers being thrown, that was a big popular one. The worst one I ever saw, and I told Junior about this, and he was mesmerized by it. But in grade 8, we had a great teacher, and even one night he took 4 of us to a hockey game in Gotham, and brought us home and stuff. And we all loved him and stuff. But we didn't know this one time he was He wasn't himself. He was going through a divorce, and we didn't know this. And that's, right? That's the thing. It's very important. You don't know what's going on in someone's life. And one of our class clowns was really acting the gray ass one day when this teacher was trying to get a point across, and he wasn't backing down. He was in the front row, about 2 seats ahead of me. And this teacher just had enough, and he open handed him right across the face, and it left a red mark, I swear, for days. I mean, everyone just was shocked. And nothing came of it. I mean, the kid realized he was a good guy. We're still friends today. He knew he was being a gray ass. So he didn't tell his mom. He didn't tell his parents. And he hoped McMinamy, sorry, the teacher didn't tell his parents. So, and it didn't. And the teacher apologized later and stuff. But it was the early 80s. It is what it is. And I'm not saying it's right and not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that's things that happen. And you move on. But yeah,
I'm all
it's
for it,
different
but-
now. Listen, we always deserve what we got, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
you.
what I'm going to say about that. That's all. When I get the wooden spoon from my mom, I fucking deserved it. Or, I never got a strap in school or anything, but I had some erasers fly by my head, but I was being a gray ass. So I knew the risk I was taking. You know your teachers. You know the ones you can pull the shit off on and stuff you can. So if you're willing to cross that line, take the consequences. And then I think, a lot of problem today, but I'm going to stop there with that.
That's why I said this is a topic that I feel like we could talk about for a long time. Even just sharing the stories of what we did to get the punishments that we deserved. But so Animal, a little bit younger, but still might have been different.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I had so in both were in middle school actually. My PE teacher, I was a bigger kid in middle school. I was never able to climb the rope. So if every time I wouldn't be able to get to the top, I barely get off the ground, and he'd always call me a fat ass, and then he'd make me run. He'd just make me run the entire time. So that was his punishment. If you couldn't climb the rope and you were thick, you basically had to do wind sprints and run around, which is really frustrating.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That I would draw a line on. Yeah. You didn't ask for that.
No, it's like I don't.
No.
Climbing
No,
rope.
You didn't cross the line. That's yeah.
If this
That's
brings
like
back
certain...
repressed memories, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God,
we're not going to turn this into that kind of show.
I've still never climbed a rope. I'm terrified to do it.
Lord have mercy.
I also had a math teacher, one of my favorite teachers of all time. His name was Mr. Desmond. I loved his class so much. But if you fell asleep in his class, he had a tennis ball and he would chuck that sumbitch at you. He would chuck it right at your head if you fell asleep. So I never fell asleep in that class. That one never hit me, but that one always delighted me because the sound a tennis ball makes when it hits somebody's head is.
It was always fun being the kid watching, right?
Yeah,
especially you knew it was going to come. It's like, okay, he's pushing his luck. He's going to get it. Sure enough.
All right, Yunk or Animal, is that all you had? Okay.
Yeah, nothing too like I said. Yeah, no rulers on the hands or nothing crazy like that. My parents, on the other hand, that's a different story. But my teachers, no, just those two.
All right, Yunk. What about you, man?
Well, that's actually a good segue about the whole parents thing because I don't know what it was. I was a perfect kid when I was in school. I literally never got in trouble. The one time I did, it was a group of us. We were in 4th or 5th grade when girls started wearing bras, and we decided that it would be fun to snap their bras all day long. I laugh, but it's really not funny. And like the way it got presented, we all got sent down to the principal's office, and we got thoroughly yelled at. And it was put to us like that's sexual harassment. Like that's a big, like we could call the cops and all that stuff. And that was the end of it. Like I fortunately never really got to see any bad side of discipline or anything like that. But at home, I was a little bastard. I was a whole different animal when I was at home. And yeah, I got my ass whooped when I was at home. But yeah, it's funny though, because while obviously I don't believe in beating kids and stuff like that, but some of these damn kids we see around need it.
Mm-hmm.
They need a butt whooping.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fine line between what's necessary and what's not, and
Mhm.
and I understand why they moved from it
Oh
because
yeah.
there was a fine line between paddling somebody for discipline and the power and did.
Mhm.
Some of the people in roles of teacher, principal, or a parent or whoever, they kind of abuse that power. Some of them needed it. You're right, but yeah,
Mhm.
things are way way different. And I'll share one more thing, and this is TJ21 there was telling us this in Discord earlier about going to school that he was at, and when he said this, I was remembering one of my buddies went to a Christian school up at church and everything, and the same thing happened to him. He got in trouble and they moved him outside, like literally moved his desk outside into the parking lot, and he took his classes outside because I'm in the school. And I don't know what would happen if you did that to a kid right now. The news channel would be there and everything
Oh
else,
yeah. Yeah.
and they would be throwing a fit. Uh, so yeah, lot of times have definitely changed. I'll say most parts probably for the good. Um,
Yeah.
but there is a time when some kids don't listen to anything. They're sure that a tennis ball to the head wouldn't help them, but boom, it would. But so Yunk, I think you've got another question lined up, ready to roll.
Yeah. So this one's going to be your favorite odd food combinations.
I know Youngs.
So a lot of us are in different parts of the country and countries, and so and a lot of different backgrounds. So there could be a number of different things. We thought it'd be kind of cool just to talk about. Um, I'll start off, and mine actually isn't related to anything like that. Um, an animal does know exactly what it is. So there's this little Italian place that we go to every so often on Thursday nights because they have buy one get one free rib dinners. And so you go there and you get a full rack of ribs and you get a side plate of pasta. And we always went and got spaghetti. So it was always ribs and spaghetti. So I would go there, I'd take a picture of it, send it to Animal, and he's like, "What is that? That's not a thing."
Not a thing. You can't make it a thing.
He's like, "Ribs and spaghetti is not a combo. That's not a thing."
That's not surf and turf.
No,
And
no.
and I'm just completely baffled by him. Like, what do you mean? Like, we all go there to get that, like literally. And it's been a running joke. So anytime anything gets brought up like that, and I was like, "Oh, ribs and spaghetti, right?"
Yep.
So yeah, so mine's ribs and spaghetti. I guess I could do one other thing, and it's more like a food and condiment kind of thing. Everybody likes grilled cheese, and they have tomato soup with it or whatever.
Just did, yeah.
I grilled
This week?
cheese. I dip my grilled cheese in ketchup,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and I get bashed for it around these parts.
That's so funny.
Other funny fact: that's literally the only time I use ketchup. I use ketchup on nothing else.
French fries?
Nope.
What the fuck?
You use ketchup
The
on
fuck?
grilled cheese and nothing else.
Yep. I'm weird.
When you were a kid, did somebody say, "Hey, this is really what they do? Grilled cheese, this soup right here really gave you ketchup and what maybe?"
Maybe.
I
I
mean,
I think I think my mom gave me tomato soup just like too early or something, and I couldn't stand it. So I don't know. I'm just weird.
we have a
But
poll up. We have a poll up there too. Favorite odd food combination. Some of the ones that Cash put up there: ketchup and eggs, peanut butter and pickles, chicken and waffles, fish and red
Chicken waffle.
beans. Others, some of them. What's up, Kitty? Thank you for coming to the stream. So,
yeah, Roy, let's go to you on this one.
okay, I'm not sure if this is a weird combination, but I'd eat celery and peanut butter.
Oh,
absolutely.
Ants on a
go.
log. Let's go.
So that's probably not that
Absolutely.
weird then if
Goat.
everybody eats celery and peanut butter. I love that. Fries and ice cream. That's what you eat together. Better than
I've heard of that, but
it's better than the bread in the ketchup, I guess.
What about fries and a frosty.
Yes,
That's what that
yes,
makes me think of that.
I've definitely seen her do fries and frosty,
That's good.
fries and ice cream, fries and ketchup and eggs. Yeah, that's kind of a common one, I think. Hot sauce and ice cream. Ooh, I don't know about that. That seems kind of odd. I'm trying to think if I eat any really odd combinations. Not really a combination, but I keep like a huge freaking jar of peanut butter in there. I just eat it by the spoon, glass of milk, like every single night.
That's why you're so smooth, Roy.
That's right, man. That comes through the skin, I think. So salsa and eggs, some other bull. Weirdo. You married me, so what's to say about you? You know, but I don't. Huh? You're stuck.
I'm seeing some really good things out here, though.
Yeah.
Salsa and eggs is go to too. I love salsa and eggs.
Honey
Absolutely.
Crisco sandwich,
Yeah.
deep fried ham and Swiss sandwich, powdered sugar, jelly on top. Okay. I don't think I really do any weird combinations of food, honest. Not that I can really think. Sorry, I really don't have a good one for that. I don't think. I'll be the boring one.
All right, Deke. What about
I don't
up in
think-
Canada?
Well, I probably just generally what we eat, you guys would all find weird, but I will say like ketchup is like on everything, like all your egg groups. So like scrambled, fried, hard boiled, ketchup. Of course, the regular stuff. Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, everything got ketchup on it. The turkey, the peas, the carrots, the mashed potato, grilled cheese, of course, all meats. Yeah, I just put ketchup on everything. Even got my favorite chip dip. I call it the Winds of War dip because we discovered it back in 1980 when the miniseries The Winds of War was on. And can't remember the guy who played Pug Henry, the main star. It was about World War II. It was a great miniseries. And all it is ketchup, about a cup of ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and lots of pepper. And you stir it up and dip Ripple chips in it. Oh, God, it's so good. It's so smoky and good. But yeah, I like ketchup on everything. Everything. And I know it's not good for you. I realize that. I'm told that every time I do it.
That sounds really good, though.
It does. It really does.
I kind of want to try that. Like,
It is.
now.
It's really good. And it was funny thing was I told Mrs. Deek the story of it because it's something that my high school sweetheart and I come up with, and she's giving me a hard time every time I make it. I
Oops.
can't let go. It's nothing to do with her. It has to do with this great dip. It's just good.
I love it.
See, I thought you were going to tell us a story about some weird combination with like poutine or something.
You're right.
I can seriously that'd be Mrs. Deek. I can take poutine or leave it. And there's even a new one now. Well, it's not new. That's stupid. I don't know why I said that. There's another one they have, donair poutine. So it's donair meat and gravy and French fries.
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. So
Yeah, donair is a Canadian thing, but man, it's good. It's hard to turn donair down.
Well, before we go to animal, we've had somebody pop up and sneak into the stream. For those of you that don't know, this is my son Drew.
Hey,
And,
Drew. I
what's
like
up, Drew?
that. That's my son's name.
yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know where I got the name Drew from. Do you? Do you have any guesses?
you like to draw and just I'm not sure.
We got a Bogo Young situation tonight. This is great.
So
Well-
Deekster up there actually named his son after Drew Bledsoe as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So
His name
How old
Bledsoe?
are you, Drew?
15.
Oh, wow. You look older than you are. Holy smokes. I thought you were around Junior's age, 18 or 19.
Oh, thank you.
And
Oh.
Drew is
You
is a
said thank you
broadcaster.
now. You don't want that later, but now you like it. But
Young sent me some links to the videos from school where they're on YouTube, done broadcasting for the school, and I'm
Nice.
tell you what, he's pretty dang on good at it. Pretty good. Probably got a
that's
future
awesome.
in that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
So while he's here, let's have him jump in on his favorite food combo real quick.
Oh, two foods that like don't go together.
Yeah, something that you like that's
Uh,
like a little weird.
I don't know. I can't think of any.
You don't have any?
Can I think of one food like with toppings?
Sure.
So I like pizza with applesauce and green beans.
Yeah, that's pretty
definitely-
weird. That's
Yeah,
that's you
I
couldn't
like
think
that.
of anything, and you came out with
That is
pizza
true.
with applesauce and green beans.
Yeah. I'm
That
not
might be
really sure if it fits, but applesauce and pizza.
Yeah, on pizza.
And why is that?
Yeah,
though?
that
where'd
definitely
that come
fits.
from?
It came from like the daycare that I went to. I don't know. My mom's side of the family. That's why.
Yeah, you win.
You win. Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
We haven't even heard of animals
Applesauce
yet.
and
You win.
pizza. I'm tapping out.
Yeah, I can't top that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yep, follow that one up, Animal. Go. It's all
Can't.
you.
Can't do it. No, I'm just a big salty sweet guy. So the chicken waffle is obviously great, but that's not really weird. One thing I do that's weird is I like one of my favorite snacks is like Ruffles with ketchup. Kind of going with the ketchup theme we've been going with, like because it's almost like French fries. Like it's I just Ruffles and
Yeah.
ketchup is my go-to. Like if I want a
Oh.
snack, dude, I'll kill a bag of Ruffles.
Killer.
A big old
Killer.
side of ketchup, dude. And I put potato chips on there. I put like potato chips on my French fries or on my pizzas, my burgers. Like I'll actually take spicy nacho Doritos and put them under the cheese on my pizzas. It's a glitch. Trust me, it's glitchy.
Ooh.
And then on burgers, you eat potato chips on burgers is pretty classic. That's like a Guy Fieri thing, but it adds a nice crunch. And
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like-
that made me think of something else real quick.
Ooh.
Has anybody ever had peanut butter on a hamburger?
That sounds
No.
good.
I can't say that.
They sell them here. Yeah, the peanut butter and jelly burger. It's
I-
actually
I-
not bad.
Yep, same. Like I haven't had
not
jelly on
bad.
it, but I just had the peanut butter and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Had the egg on the
Absolutely
hamburger,
incredible.
but not the pizza.
Yeah, that's a popular one too. And with what Animal's saying there with the potato chips, the Doritos, I like to roll them out and smash them up and mix them with the raw hamburger right in the burger.
We do
and
that. My
throw 'em
wife
on the
makes
grill
them.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get the different flavored Doritos and make like cool ranch
Right,
hamburgers.
Roy.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of the filler to hold it all
Taking
together
notes.
with an egg. Yeah.
No, I'm just reading.
Oh, did you just put it in there?
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
see
take
it.
notes. That sounds good.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Crunch up Doritos and hamburger and then make hamburgers.
Is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
right now?
See it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't been paying attention.
Put it in
Oh,
the
yeah,
chat.
it is
I
good.
was reading
Yeah.
the chat.
Oh, what's Mr. X says he can one up Young Jr.
I see it.
Peanut butter and cold spaghetti sandwich.
Ugh.
That doesn't sound good at all.
How about no?
Yeah, that's horrible.
So,
I'd rather have pizza and applesauce.
You know,
Yeah.
I see these weird combinations. I see them a lot on TikTok where people taste test with them.
Yes,
We should try that on the show maybe next week. Get some weird combinations and let's give it a shot when we do it next week. One of
Yeah.
them was Oreos with sour cream, or Oreos. It was something like that,
Oh boy,
Or
that's a
with-
hard sell.
I
and
don't hate
it. I just can't imagine how they would go together. But hey, if I don't puke, I'll try it. You know, whatever.
You know what? That's a great idea, Roy. I'm all about that. So we will definitely come up with some stuff next week, for
Yeah.
people to do that.
I do a little
I love
taste
that.
test next.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, back to you, Roy.
All right. So we were talking earlier about, we try to have some questions that are, we advertise as being, about movies, general life, comics. But it's really about anything. So one of the things that I think a lot of people come in our streams, and when we're doing this show, like I said, it's been more successful than I could ever imagine. So I appreciate all you guys showing up and chat, being here and doing this. It's been awesome. But one of the things I think people get to see maybe is a little different side of us than just broadcasting a game and talking about that while we're playing. So I was going to ask a couple questions about actual, like, us as what we, where we came from, what we did, things like that. So what was your all's, what was the first job you had? The first job you ever had? So, maybe tell us a little bit about it if you can, unless it was like a hitman for the mafia and you're not allowed to speak about it or something like that. So
Yep, I'm out.
then maybe you just say ass. I don't know. But so Animal, will go to you first.
Okay, yeah. So my first job was I was a utility clerk for a grocery store called Food for Less. I think it's a local one, but just like Safeway, essentially. And basically it meant I was store bitch. I would basically go corral the carts. I would, if somebody spilled something, you clean up the messes. Somebody like grabbed the wrong item, you grab stuff. And it was a nightmare of a job. I have so many stories from that job that like the most insane things would happen. Like it was really windy one day, and I watched a cart basically the wind take it and then launch it, and it starts hitting speed bumps and just bouncing and bouncing, and it took out this very large woman that was crossing the street going to Hometown Buffet. Fucking nailed her. They had to bring out like a crane and get her under. It was like the crane. I watched it happen. And this woman points to me. She goes, "Your cart killed her." I was like, "It's not my cart. I don't own the cart, lady. Please." I got trolled one time at the job too. Like my first day, they told me when they're like kind of training me how to do stuff, they said I had to go to the salad dressing aisle, and I'd shake up the Italian dressings, otherwise they go bad. So every day for like the first week, I would go every single bottle of Italian dressing and shake it up. And yeah, it was a nightmare of a job, but I had fun. It was like my first job, and allowed me to buy things. But yeah, it was a good one.
So
The old ninth green at 9.
That's right. Yeah.
So this, I'm glad I asked this question because I was going through this what to ask, and I said to people, get to know us a little better. We also get to know each other a little better and get to know some things that we didn't know before. So here's the irony of this question: my first job was the same as yours. Every single thing you just said, and I worked for Foodland instead of Food for Less, and I did the exact same job. And so just talking about the things we did, they had dry ice that used to come in, and the guys would put it in a 2-liter bottle of Coke and shake it up and throw it, and they threw it out the back door, and it hit and exploded. And if you ever heard that, it sounds like a cannon going off. And there's a little old lady out there with a paper bag full of groceries, and she dropped it, and it fell, and it just blew up all over the ground. And she looked over at us and screamed at us, and I just ran back inside. I don't know what happened. and you're talking about what they did to you is shaking up the salad dressing.
Yeah.
So I get there, first day on the job. The guy who's the manager of the store, the co-manager, I think it was actually, comes and says, "Hey, one of the jobs you need to do every night is you need to mop the cooler. You need to go in and mop out the cooler." I don't know, I might have been I had like odd jobs, mowing grass, things like this, but I was a freshman in college. I think it's the first like job I actually had, workforce. And thinking in my mind, it's a freezer, this water, this mop's going to freeze to it, but this he must know what he's talking about. So I go in there, he shuts me in there with the mop as I'm doing it. Of course, the mop sticks to it, it rips off, and he goes, now you gotta scrape the mop head off the dummy because you ruined it. Yeah, they threw me in the compactor there and shut the door and turned it on. It will stop. I'm a safety manager now, in case you don't know this. Okay, it will stop this far down, so it won't kill you. But I didn't know that.
Of course.
And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was insane. But
Yeah, it's bad.
what happens when you work in early '90s in West Virginia in
Yep.
the food industry? Well, it wasn't the food industry; it's a grocery store. But
Yep.
that was my first job too. Very, very similar experience, although I didn't see him pick a large woman up with a grain, but that
Oh
was
my God.
a little different.
That card doesn't look good.
So, Yunk, what was yours?
Well, I'll let him go. He's going to take off, but he wants to say his real quick.
Oh, I worked at a golf course. That's all I did. I
Nice.
watched cards for 3 hours every night.
You had it made.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah, my shoes were soaked every night.
Yeah.
That was like the worst part. It wasn't that bad. I liked it. Are you gonna go?
Yeah. So I actually got a job when I was 16 working at a movie theater with my best friend. And he was an usher, and I got hired in concessions. And I hated every minute of it. I wanted the illustrious usher job, but I was, stuck behind the counter, serving popcorn, saying, "Do you want a large for a quarter more?"
You like to supersize that?
Yeah, exactly. But the funniest thing is, so I'm in Michigan and I'm in Flint. It's about an hour away from Detroit. One day I'm just serving people. Next person comes up and I'm like, no freaking way. It was Scott Mitchell, the Lions quarterback.
Right.
I'm like, why are you here? So I took his order. He was with his wife, girlfriend, whatever, and we served bonbons at the time, and she ordered bonbons, and it was the funniest thing to me. So I was like, okay, and he's like, oh, can we get a large popcorn? I goes, do you want butter on your popcorn? He was like, no, like totally overreacting to me, asking him if he wanted butter. And so to this day, we have a running joke we say, oh, well, Scott Mitchell doesn't want butter on his popcorn. And I don't know. It's just kind of a funny thing,
Did he give an explanation for his reaction?
No, but the only thing we can guess is like one day he was eating popcorn like before a game, and that caused him to throw a bunch of his dang interceptions.
Well, that's what was going through my mind, or he was on a strict
That's what I
diet or
was
something.
thinking.
I don't know.
Yeah, but But the job was great, and the funnest part was after we would close, we'd clean everything up or whatever. We'd play freaking football in the lobby till like 3 in the morning. It was the best thing until we broke a light. But yeah, that's it for me. Drew, you gonna get out of here?
I'll
What's
leave
up?
after Deekster goes.
Oh, you're gonna stay for Deeksters? All right.
All right, Deke, what you got?
So I was 16 as well, like big guy Yunk in 1982, and my first job was at a pet store in the mall. Malls were big back in the 80s, and the best thing about the job, I mean, it was neat. It was retail, whatever that's worth. But there was a lounge, a bar, just 2 doors down in the mall. And on Friday nights when I usually work, part time, I was in high school, the wrestling circuit would come through town. And we had a boa constrictor, and it was like, I don't know, it was 6 to 8 feet long. And as long as I was comfortable with it, the owner and the manager didn't mind me taking it out and putting it around my neck, and people would come in and look and hopefully maybe shop. So I would do that, and these wrestlers would be coming into the mall for a beverage. And they'd be walking down the mall, probably looking to see if there's any young ladies, whatever. And they would see me at the boa constrictor, and they would come in. And some of the guys I met was Macho Man Randy Savage and his brother Leaping Lanny Poffo. They got their start here in Grand Prix wrestling. Oh gosh, now I'm drawing blanks. But a couple other guys that did eventually go on to WWE, and it was really, really cool. The worst thing happened during my part-time job at Pet Store was my older cousin. She worked there as well. She got me a job actually, and whenever we worked together, a little bit of pranking was going on, and we always had a thing where we grab a cat toy and throw it at each other when we weren't expecting it, and you had to grab it. And she really caught me off guard one night, and we always had these fucking kittens running around the pet store. And she threw it at me, and I stepped back to grab it, and I stepped around the kitten. Well, that thing was flopping. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. It was to the point where I had to do something with it. So that's how I learned how to put an animal down very quickly and very least amount of pain possible. And for a 16-year-old, that was kind of a coming of age sort of thing. But I'll never forget that night. But yeah, it was a lot of fun meeting those wrestlers and stuff. They were all super nice guys and really fun. And the one I remember the most was Leaping Lanny Poffo. That guy was really nice. He just asked questions and asked questions about me and stuff. And he was a super dude. Yeah, I really liked him, and even liked him when he made his debut into the Wrestling Federation. What was he, the Graduate or something, wasn't he? Or
Genius.
The Genius, thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's not where I thought the story was going. I thought we were getting a Jake the Snake Roberts origination story.
No, he never stopped by. No, there's a couple other ones. The biggest one would have been Macho Man. He was there, and he was really cool too. But
oh yeah,
yeah, it was nice too. There were some local legends like in Atlanta, Canada, that really meant the world to me because my dad and I would go to the arena when I was really, really young. That was our Friday nights. So then to meet them on the tail end of their career and meet them and shake their hands and talk to them, that was really cool. But I mean, they're just local guys, but still, it was cool. It was really, really cool.
Deke, you need to read chat right now.
That story took a turn. It was like
now, Tales from the Crypt with Deekster.
Yeah, that
was a cat story. I mean, that's just a cat story, but it's a true thing. It happened.
Hey, that's
life, man.
It's life, 100%. Oh man, I did not see that story. Ziggy.
Sometimes you're the cat, and sometimes you're Deke's shoe.
Very fast. I'll piggyback how much that really taught me because I recently had a hen that got sick. And I discovered it one day when the other hens were picking on her and they were going to eat her. They'll do that. They're omnivores. And this is only 2 weeks ago. So I used the same method to get rid of that hen that wasn't quite dead yet, but she was dying to put her down peacefully as I could. I used the same method I was taught with the cats. So
would the missus throw a cat toy at you?
Yeah. Didn't walk on a chicken, but I'll tell you, Animal won these times, and I tell them too. I'm going to walk on one of those chickens. I am. They're under my feet all the time. What's going to happen?
So, oh man, I don't even know if I want to ask this question right now. Is PETA lurking? I don't know. We'll see. So
there were customers in the store and that happened too. That was the worst thing.
So Deke at a young age murdered that.
He euthanized.
Wait, no. It was not murder. It was manslaughter. He didn't mean to. Okay, kitty slaughter. He didn't mean to. The accident. Let's get it straight. So you raise chickens, correct? Deke?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I
chickens.
had them back in the '90s, and then planned on getting them upon my retirement in 5 years, and we did a little early. So yes.
I shouldn't ask this question on stream, but I'm going. Does anyone know how they slaughter chickens?
I do
I
not.
know how they do that.
Do they snap their leg and then cut off their neck or something like that?
Do
Or
they choke them? Do they choke the chicken to death?
Rook animal.
Well,
I'm out.
Deke, he didn't have to.
I have too many one-liners for that one.
He didn't step. He doesn't step on them. Okay. Hey, raw dog. Thank you for 6 months, brother. Appreciate you, man. So, basically, most of the places, if it's a small place like that, they've got a thing set up that looks kind of like a reverse road cone with the bottom cut off, and they put them down in it, heads off. So, Deke's probably. But maybe not. He's not going to talk about it after the cat stepping on incident.
Yeah, right.
He's like, I'm done. I'm not saying another word here. So we'll do one more. We'll do one more on the light side of things. We're all from different parts of the country. What's wrong? We're all from different parts of the country here, and
that's the amazing thing I like so much.
And we've got West Coast. We got the middle of the country. Got actually probably I guess Yunk and Deke might. Well, I don't know if they're closer. You're all the way on the east coast of Canada, right? So
pretty close to Greenland.
So in your parts of the world, we'll say that. What do you guys call a if I pull out a can of Coca-Cola, what do you call that in general? Okay. So do you call it soda? Call it pop? Do you call it Coke? I had a roommate. I'll go first. I had a roommate in college that I think I've told this on my stream before. We were seniors in college. We had rented this little place, this bungalow village, I think it was called. Told him I was going down to the grocery store. He's like, "Hey, you down there, pick me up some Coke." All right, so I go down there and come back with a case of Coca-Cola, right? And I'm putting it in the fridge, and he comes in there like, "What the hell's that?" It's Coke, and he's like, "I want a Mountain Dew." Like, you said, pick you up some Coke. Yeah, Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is Coke. And he's like, no, I didn't want Coca-Cola Coke. I want a Mountain Dew Coke. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, did you take your medicine this morning? I mean, what's going on right now? And so I'd never heard that before. Where I'm from, we call it pop. It's pop. And if you want a certain kind, you say, hey, give me a Mountain Dew, give me a Coca-Cola, give me a Pepsi, a Sprite, or whatever it might be. But to him, every single thing was Coke. It didn't matter what it was. And he would literally, if we're at McDonald's, he would order, hey, give me a Big Mac with a Coke Mountain Dew, with a Coke Pepsi, with a Coke whatever. And I'm like,
fuck's wrong with him?
What?
Everything. Is he still your friend?
Yeah.
I have him on Facebook still. I do have him on Facebook still. And he was from West Virginia. He was just from a different part of it. This is a small state. It's not like he was, 500 miles away. He literally grew up an hour and a half from me, and that's the way they grew up. Well, he's kind of northwest, but what? So anyway, that was my experience with it. So Young, what about you?
It's just always been pop for me.
Pop.
I actually don't even know if that's a Michigan thing or not. It's just what it's always been for me. It's hey, will you stop and pick up some pop?
Yep, same here.
Yeah. I don't really ever recall saying soda. Billy likes to drink soda.
Pig likes her cat to have soda.
All
right,
I love that.
What about you, Animal?
Crazy. It's soda. It's 100% soda. I've never heard. Like if somebody asked me for like what kind of pop do you want, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
Popped in the face.
Yeah. Or you want a Coke? Yeah. I'll have a Pepsi. Oh yeah, I'll get you a Coke, Pepsi. Like that's so crazy to me. Yeah, it's soda. It's always soda in California. It must be an East Coast or I don't know. Pop is just it's
always pop here. It's always been pop.
So funny to me. But yeah, soda here.
I feel like we need to do a little history search on why in the world it's called pop. Because when you stop and think about it, it makes no sense. You know,
It's
well, it's
soda
Well, I
soda
think
pop.
in
It's
the
soda
50s,
pop.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was soda pop in the 50s. I
Right.
think maybe just some took the first part, some took the
Thank
second
you,
part.
Rocco.
Yeah, what it is. All right, Deke, what about you?
Yeah, it's pop here in Nova Scotia, no matter where you go.
A little wild.
No matter where you go. Yeah, if I said soda, I wouldn't be seen again. So I mean, it's always been pop. Now some people they generalized cola as Coke. Like if you go in the, like you said, Roy, your example, McDonald's. Can I get a Coke? And I know they have Coke, but let's say they didn't. Is Pepsi okay? Well, yeah, that's what I asked for. Well, no, you didn't. You asked for fucking Coke. But some people generalize. It's like snowmobiles. They call them all Skidoos. Well, they're not all Skidoos. Skidoos are the brand, but yeah, but up here it's pop though. When you go buy a Coke or Pepsi or Orange or Fanta, it's pop.
Right. I think it's pretty much the same here. So I don't know where this, and he's a friend of mine to this day. I mean, I don't talk that much to him. I don't know where he got Coke for everything, but that's what he called it. But he's not the only person I've ever heard do that as well.
I love that
So-
story.
I love that
That's
story
awesome.
though.
And the
I'm
so
sharing that story.
and the soda pop thing, I'm sure that's where it came from. It's soda pop is what it was called, and probably some people the other way. So we're talking about food, and we'll have any other questions, Yunk, that you wanted to do tonight? Or I've got one more related to food. If you have another one, we'll go with it, and if not, we'll roll it up after that one. So
Oh yeah, I mean it depends on how much longer we want to be
Okay.
here.
I know it's kind of late when we started tonight. For those of you guys that are watching the stream, we're going to try to do this about 7:30 p.m. Eastern time normally. I want to have this wrapped up and ready to go. It's impossible to not stream when other people are streaming if you get enough people that you know on Twitch. Just in our XHG stream team right now, we probably have 30 people. So it's impossible to not be streaming other people. But, I have come since Retro Yemi has had 5 people in his chat. Got a founder's badge in there, and I take it pretty serious to try to be in his stream. And I want to try to have this over by the time he's streaming on Sunday night on a normal basis, unless something else. So we're going to try to do this about 7:30 going forward. So this is going to be a little bit earlier. So, but my other food thing was, this is another thing. It's not really a question. I just want to say something else about the guy who was my roommate then, that with the weird thing with Coke. He also had me go down to McDonald's and get him a quarter pounder with just ketchup. I think that's what he said. Quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup. That's what he said. Give me a quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup. So, Yunk, if I ask you to go to McDonald's and pick me up a quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup, what would be on that quarter pounder?
It would be burger, cheese, and ketchup in between a bun.
Pretty logical, right?
Pretty logical.
About threw it at me when I brought it to him, and it had those exact same things on it. And what is this? I said, it's quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup. It's got cheese on it. Yeah, you said a quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup. Yeah, just ketchup. I didn't want the cheese.
You got to fucking lose him, Roy.
I said,
Roy, you got to lose him.
I said, dude, that's called a quarter pounder with just ketchup, not a quarter pounder with cheese. You don't go order a Baconator without the bacon. It's not the way it works. And he thought it was the
Damn.
craziest thing that you'd ever think of. I mean, he looked at me like I was the dumbest person alive, and I'm just like, I tell you what, man, I don't even like ketchup, but I'm eating this. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
can take potato chips and dip them in ketchup, I can eat your hamburger. That's what I'm saying. So, you got any more questions there you like to go over?
I think that's a good place to end it on. That was great. Oh, that's so funny.
What about the chat?
I know I've experienced stuff like that too.
Chad, have anything
And-
particular you'd like to ask us? Maybe one more question we could go over? Anything you guys could think of? There's a website right here I could throw up for you guys.
Or Deke and Animal.
Or if you guys have something.
Yeah.
You guys got a weird question, or it don't have to be weird, I don't guess. It could be anything you want to ask. Maybe you want to ask us something. Whatever it is, I didn't do it. Probably did, but
I think one to end on, and I've always think this is always my favorite question to ask anyone because I've met so many fantastic people on this platform. It's just crazy. I'm always curious to know what made you want to stream. you know, and I think that's a good one because I mean, I think it varies, and you know, I don't think we all had the same end plan when we started that we realize now is actually going on. So yeah, that's one. And Roy, you're the godfather right here now. You've been streaming since the arc was being built because you refused. You told Noah to fuck off. You wouldn't work on the arc because you had to do your stream. So like, what what brought you into this platform?
Okay. You're older than me. I don't know if you keep like I may have been here streaming longer, but yeah, you know,
I know that. That's how I know that happened because I was there. I was a foreman. I was like, "Fuck! Why would they have a Kraken help with the arc?"
when people pull up clips now, it is kind of weird to see because I've still got clips on Twitch from 4 years ago, and 4 years doesn't seem like that much, but
It's a long time.
we were back looking at clips last night on my YouTube channel. I should probably go erase half of them. There's like 100 videos. They're from like 2016, 17 started, and you know, even it's only been a few years, I look like a child. I think the kids growing up of, I would say give me gray hair, but gray hair, unless it's coming through the goatee. But so I always play video games from when I was starting off with Pong, through Atari, through what's up, Kendra, through Nintendo. Then I think I went to Sega Genesis, all the way on up. I was always a gamer, right, growing up. I remember used to get grounded, and my mom would take away my Nintendo and hide it somewhere until I could find it. It's going on now. Kendra, thank you for the sub. Appreciate
Apple
that.
tree.
I know he's so much like me. My older son is like me now. My younger son is like me when I was a kid. And so anyway, we always had really horrible internet. Like the house I lived at before finally got high speed internet, and I remember downloading GTA 5, and it was going to take 4 days. Literally, that's what it said. 4 days was the download time. Days. So when we finally moved up here and got better internet, I wanted to give it a shot. So I started out on YouTube, and some of the people that are in the chat right now, Kitty and Dan, guys, have got a chance to know them. They're from the UK. I met them in a streamer named FoxyZilla's stream. She was streaming PUBG. See, I kind of got into playing that, and that's the first videos I made. And then I kind of got into streaming a little bit, doing that. And back then, it was a whole lot easier. Partner, I became a YouTube partner, and I made, I think, a year of streaming on YouTube. I think I made 25 cents. What I made. It was amazing because YouTube pays so much. For you guys that are thinking you're getting rich doing YouTube, you got to really kick some butt to get paid off you. I'm telling you, pay nothing way up there. To the people that barely make partner, they pay pretty much nothing. So decided to, when they changed their algorithm, they changed what it took to be a partner, and they took the partner away from half the people that were streaming. They used to have YouTube Gaming. I don't know if you guys ever remember. It's a little icon was like a heart with the corner out of it, and it had its own site and everything, and then they took it out of there. And so we went to Twitch and started streaming, and had Gotham Knights Gaming. Kind of took a different job, and that kind of went away. And then met all you guys through Swing Games. Started streaming more Madden. Met Dollar Bill. We started XHG and started as a community, and here we are now with a full stream team with a lot of amazing people in it. And I think we got a lot of people in it that's got like potential to actually, if they want this, they may not want it, but if they want to pursue it, could be Twitch partners. I have no doubt. Many other people in here. So right now, my starting point was just to see if I could do it. Now I think my end goal is to see all the other people succeed. Never care about what it is for me. Care less. It's about the other people in here. I was thinking of Casio typing in chat right now. I was watching a TikTok today, or a hover or something. Hey guys, thank you for the raid, dude. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I was thinking of Casio today. There was a guy on there drumming, and he had like 100,000 views on this, and not taking anything away from that individual. But on a scale of 1 to 10, his was about a 2, where Cash's is like a 9.5. Okay, it's not even in the realm of the same thing. And just to figure out how to get more views to these people so that they can succeed if that's what they want to do. That's my ultimate goal with it now.
And then my
That,
son
that,
be the
that's the
only
whole
one that's
thing.
awake with me. He's the only one.
Thank you guys for that raid, dude.
He's still up.
Oh yeah. My son don't. My son.
That's
don't
about the whole
sleep
thing for
till
me there.
way later.
That's how mine
About you, Yunk.
Oh shoot. You guys sure you want to hear the story?
Mm.
Okay, so right around this time a year ago, this is like my 1 year anniversary of being around Twitch all together. Last year in early January, my son talked to me about Mutt in Madden and said you should play and whatever. So I started checking it out, and because of that, I started watching YouTube videos, and then found out about Madden Live, and then found out about all these other streamers or whatever. So I started watching streamers for Madden Live, and then they would raid people and so on and so forth. And I kind of did that for a few weeks or whatever. And then my son wanted to go get some pop, so we went to go leave. I went down the steps, slipped, fell, and blew my knee out. I tore my patella tendon. So I was down and out for 3 or 4 months. And so I would wake up and hang out on Twitch all day, basically from the time I woke up till I went to bed. I'd nap in between and stuff. And I just I spent so much time on here and just completely fell in love with it. Like, I loved hanging out with all you guys and getting to meet so many freaking amazing people. And it you're literally hanging out with people all day. And so after doing it for, it was a few months before I decided to even stream. And I was like, you know what, this would be kind of cool, because I have I went to college for broadcasting and communications and stuff. So it kind of fit into that. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. And
Nice.
it basically gave me an opportunity to be able to hang out with people, but be on the other end of it. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. Just want to be able to, be on the other end, hanging out with people. So, and that hasn't changed. I'm still more of a viewer than I am a streamer. But I absolutely love it. I still spend the majority of my day hanging out in people's streams, in and out, whether I'm talking or lurking or whatever. And it gets me through the day. You guys have sure as heck got me through a very tough year in my life. And I've gotten so many great relationships and friendships because of this. And I can't be more grateful, thankful for meeting all of you. Except Texas Rafe. He sucks.
I just can't believe the conversation is going on in chat right now about pop and soda. That was a question I didn't think anybody'd care about, and it's like all over here.
That's a big one, yeah.
Stoney's been lurking here.
Stoney
He's
got
like comes
him.
in and times out Texas Rafe. I would have never taken away Texas Rafe's mod sword to give him VIP if I truly understood the way VIP worked. I thought you couldn't time out anybody that was VIP. I thought they had some of the same privileges as the mods.
Yeah, it's strange you can time VIPs though. Really,
I did not know that. We found it out the other night. So yeah, I will definitely put Rafe's sword back on there, because he'll be one of these people that gets timed out all the time if I don't.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if Rafe's not a mod in the stream, it's over.
It's a pretty big diamond. Yeah, I really thought you had some of this. I thought, I didn't think you had all the same powers, but I thought no one could time you out or ban you. I thought it had to be. That's definitely not the case.
And poor SEAL team found out the hard way when we were doing the testing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
So we'll get that changed back right now, so that you're not out of here every 12 seconds. Anyway, all right. So that's a great question. So Animal, what about you?
Yeah, so for me, I was a viewer long before I even considered streaming. So I was in a lot of rooms and made a lot of friends, especially in the Madden community. That's kind of where I gravitated towards. And I just happened to be in enough streams where enough people had asked me, like, hey, you should stream, hey, you should stream, hey, you should stream. And I was like, I don't know about all that. And it was actually Taco 2 Kids is the one that really got me to take the leap. He kind of told me, like, buy some cheap equipment, we'll do a little test stream, I'll make sure your sounds are fine, all this stuff. And I spent 6 months from when I had the equipment to just overdoing everything, like, making sure my overlays worked and all this stuff, and like just overthinking, because that's what I do. I overthink everything. So I decided to do like a test stream, just to make sure everything worked, so that when we actually did do our big first stream, you know, we wouldn't totally fumble the bag. So I did it on like a Tuesday night, my time, so Pacific time, at like 1 a.m. I was like, there's no shot, nobody's gonna be in here. It'll just be me and Taco. I'll play a game. We'll make sure the music works. Everything sounds good. 5 minutes in the stream, I get raided by D-Croft with 250 people. Stream, 250 people. And then from that point, I got the bug. You get bitten, you know, and I love streaming. Streaming is my escape. I just absolutely love doing it, and being able to interact with everybody, and you know, be on the other side of the camera is really fun. So yeah, I would never plan on being a streamer, but got asked and then happened to fumble backwards into it, and here we are.
Do a great job of it, man. And I know Young said he was more of a viewer than a streamer. You do a great job streaming, man. And you got to be a viewer too, though. You know, I talk to people that unless you're just this crazy popular streamer that gets, you know, thousands of people there, then you can stream, and you know, I'm sure you got to do tons of work offline, I'm sure. But as far as being in other people's streams and stuff, you know, doesn't matter as much. But for us, I think it's one of the biggest things is you stream 3 days a week or 4 days a week or 1 day a week or 1 day a month, whatever. Still being around other people, people know who you are, and they're gonna, like when Animal said he went live and all this, kind of amazing. So Deekster, you asked the question, so you'll be the last one to answer it. So what about you?
It kind of takes a little bit from each of your stories. I mean, like you know, playing video games all my life. You know, coming from the we say boomer. I'm 2 years shy of being a boomer. 1964 and before was a boomer. I'm 1966, so I'm 2 years Gen X. We're all Gen X, and you know, most of my life, all I did was coach. You know, it's all I did, especially when Junior was coming up. Before Junior, I coached a lot of sports, and then when Junior started getting into sports, I mean, there was a couple years where, you know, we started off with hockey, that rolled into baseball, that rolled into football, and that rolled back into hockey again. And that's what we, you know, it's like we went, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's older now, and I'm not coaching any longer. You know, been asked, but taking a little breather, and he gave me a Christmas present one year, 2020. He gave me a microphone and a camera, him and Mrs. D, because they thought that I got on a Twitch because of Drew. He was watching Twitch all the time. I said, "What the fuck are you watching? You're watching people play video games. What the hell is this?" And I kept looking over his shoulder. He was a Fortnite player. And then I put down my phone and I looked and I searched on my phone, Madden 18. It's like, okay, all right, there's Madden streamers. So I started watching that and got hooked, watching streamers that you know, I still watch today and got hooked. And then I got the Christmas present. And my thought was, it wasn't just a kids thing. I knew there'd be a Gen X group out there. I really, really did. That was planned. What wasn't planned, I thought in my head, you know, I would stream here and there to probably 6, 7, 8 people who would come and go. But it'd be fun. I'm playing a game, may as well meet other people that, you know, are doing the same thing. I didn't bank on the relationships. I didn't bank on that. And we just talked about this week this weekend, yesterday. We talked about it, Tanya and I. And it's like the friends we have made that we talk about, we're not even on stream. We talk about different people and their stories and things I hear on stream, and she don't see it. And people are communicating back and forth, you know, Rafe and her sharing TV shows they watch. Flick gets a hold of me about things going on in sports. And it just, you know, we got different channels here and stuff. It's amazing. And one thing I tell you, you know, you gotta, whatever's going on in your life and you need to take that breather away, you have to. But it was one of the hardest things I've done in a long time to step back from streaming. And that was probably 2/3 of the stress I was feeling, was not being able to be on stream. But just with the stuff going on, just wasn't enough hours a day. I couldn't do it. To be fair to myself and the family, I couldn't do it. But I tell you, it wore on me because, you know, I felt like I was missing out. You know, I felt like missing out on everybody. And we're just joining all, you know, me getting an SHG was a great honor, and making all these new friends, you know, that are right here with you now. Like, you know, we got Yunk, we got Animal, and just so many others. And it's like, okay, now I'm making even more relationships that is absolutely fucking super. But, you know, when you're away, you get scared that you're going to be, you know, detached. And I'll tell you, it's a great feeling, and it's what I did anticipate, and that was relationships, and it's amazing. And I think this XHG group is amazing. I think I'm not going to talk about any other groups, not my business, but this group has everything any other group has. We have competitive streamers, We had the funny streamers, we had the entertaining streamers, we got your coin making streamers, we got your fancy game streamers, your college streamers, we got it all. We got it all, and I think we're going to harness it, and I think we're going to be around for a while. I do. I feel there's some great people in this group, and it's an honor to be part of it.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you told us on the stream on Friday, why you weren't things that had happened to you. Not to get into all the specifics of all that, but the general feel of when you were coming back was, I'm not going to say I shed a tear, but I might have. Okay, let's just say, all right. But a lot of people, make these relationships. People genuinely, missed hanging out there. They missed you on stream, and that's got to be a good feeling to know that people cared that much.
Oh fuck, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been called out by IRL friends.
Yeah.
You're not doing this anymore. You're always on stream. Well, yeah, I guess, sorry, man. It's like, it's no offense to you. I still like you, but, I got some new friends too. It's okay to have new friends, right? Well, and these are IRL friends. I don't think we should use that term. It's just that we're not in the same fucking room, right? Like, I can't reach out and touch him. I'm all right, hug him right now and kiss him. And I kiss Young as long as he promised you wouldn't punch me in the face. And I would rub Roy. I mean, I owe Roy so much. And I think we all owe Roy when we know that. And I can't go saying that, Roy. You are the guy. You are the glue. And when you say, I feel you when you say, listen, I want to make sure everyone succeeds. I know you fucking mean that. I mean, I don't even know why you like me because, I know I probably swear way too much for your liking. And some of the things I do aren't your forte, but you still, you are the guy. And as long as we get you at the wheel of XHG, we're going to do fine. And everyone appreciades what you do, buddy.
I don't care that any of you swear. I'm just trying to make content on social medias, and I'm trying to find ones that don't, don't have every other word F-bomb, just to put those out there. I could care less about it, but yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I know you guys know, but I have enjoyment doing that. It's not work to me. It's a lot of hours doing things, but it's not work to me. I enjoy doing it. Like the graphics, the TikToks, if I could figure out a way to put us on Hover and it would go to our stream page to show everybody, I would put them on there, but I can't figure that out. In case you guys haven't checked that out, that's an amazing app. It's like TikTok for gamers. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're at a good point right now. We got a lot of great people here. I would like to draw attention before we get off here. We posted this on Twitter last week. We got some newer members to XHG. There's Deekster. Oh, that was the one of the Halloween streams. Is this what this was?
Steve,
it was year before, I think.
Oh yeah, that's
no. This was last year.
One of my commercials while I was gone for.
There it is. I fucking told you, motherfucker. You want to.
So
you think it's open?
We added some new people to XHG. Some of them have kind of been around our community. Some of them are kind of new to the community. But over the last week, Iron Manny is one of them that joined us. Amazing streamer. Kind of known him for a little while now, and a lot of you guys are even closer to Iron Manny than I am, and hang out with him. Just an amazing guy. Raw Dog, who obviously he's an OGN, and let me give a shout out to OGN and to.
I don't know who they are, but that's awesome. But
there they are right now. That's on Iron Manny's thing, right? Oh, yeah, he's up there right there.
The man is a family.
Rowdy passed the hell out.
Oh yeah, there's Dow.
Is Rowdy asleep in that?
Rowdy.
Hold on.
So,
I gotta get
Stone Cold Gaming, another great group of guys, and I want to make sure if anybody's in here listening from Stone Cold Gaming, from OG Network, you can be in 2 stream teams. We have 2 stream teams listed. They are still in those stream teams, still part of that. They're also hanging out with us as part of ours. So Iron Manny, Raw Dog, Kendra, who streams Call of Duty on there, who has some funny clips out there. If you've not seen her War Pig clips, maybe it'll play if we do a shout out for her. And then today, we added another person today that I have not posted yet because I haven't got the post out here, but I'll go ahead and say it in here today. And that's Mr. Southern Bull down there. He just joined us XHG as well. So we can get everything out from that. So got to go to his stream today. I haven't really hung out with him that much, but I plan to in the future, obviously. And there he is playing a little, what we got? Apex? A little Apex action there. So I don't know if did we get a shout out for Kendra as well?
Whoa, do y'all see that?
If we got one on there. But
Nothing.
Cheats too.
I think
Oh
this.
wait, we lost. Oh my god! You got a bunch of random people.
So she does a thing on stream for I think it's 300 biddies. She'll sing half of any one song, pick that song, except she sings it with
That'll be all right.
2 ping pong balls in her mouth.
So
When she's doing it.
excited for Friday.
All right, I'm on again.
What the?
It's fantastic. It
And-
truly is.
Oh,
And the
he's
first night that we met her and
Still
did
got you
that,
guys back
I
there.
had her sing War Pigs. So, you know.
I say keep them banned. You suck, y'all.
So guys, to wrap this up, I really
Motherfuckers
appreciate
take
you
it
guys so much just hanging out.
fucking
We'll
Judge
get
Judy,
2 more
yes.
people on here next week.
Wait,
to
shit,
see.
we're not
If I
actually
could,
close
Roy,
to
can I
Judge
do a shout out for one of our XHG guys who has an announcement?
Absolutely.
That's our guy Tiger Jet. A lot of you don't know, but he's starting his OnlyFans page this week. It's called the Naked Cajun. So if you wouldn't mind checking out the Naked Cajun.
Oh,
on
somebody
OnlyFans.
left. Somebody left.
Animal,
Yeah,
where'd
you-
you go?
Animal, come
That's
back.
our guy Tiger Jet's new OnlyFans page, and I think it's going to be a hit. I really do.
What happened to Animal? Let me see if I got to pull him back in here.
I think he was laughing so hysterically that his stuff just went berserk.
Hold on. I don't know where he is now.
Oh my gosh. I seriously think he disconnected on accident.
He hit the button. So this is set up where it won't work unless there's 3 screens. So you're seeing them all over the place now. Let me see if Animal's still around. Okay, let me drag him back up here. Turn your
Here he
camera.
comes.
Turn your camera
Here he
back on,
comes.
Animal.
Sorry.
Oh,
Damn right, Tiger Jet.
There he
I got
comes
a
back.
founder's badge in your Only page.
Did you laugh so hard you hit the button? Like,
I kicked my computer. Yeah.
oh, you
and it, like,
so, oh, what I was getting ready to say.
Somebody clip that one.
What,
Sorry, Roy.
I figured you were going to say that site was called Tiger Beat. Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Somebody messed up. Somebody messed up. Do I get
Nikes.
Got you.
Well
Roy with
done,
the
Roy.
flyer.
You guys see that? I just
Tiger
bought that
Beat.
90
I love
bit
it.
for 3,400 coins.
Emotes incoming. Animated.
Yes.
All right, guys. So, got one final question for you guys. Obviously, next week we're gonna bring 2 more people on. Next week is we'll be able to do it at 7:30 next week, won't we?
I don't know. I think
Super
when's
Bowl's
the Pro
1
Bowl?
week after that, right? Do they actually play the
Yeah.
Pro Bowl?
We have to be able to watch the Pro Bowl.
I don't think anybody cares to watch the Pro Bowl. We'll see what time it is, but we're gonna shoot for 7:30 for next week. Deekster, Animal, thank you guys so much for coming on. It's great.
Thank
to
you,
have
Roy,
you guys
so
on
much.
here.
Appreciate that.
So great to have you back streaming,
Yeah, thank you.
Deekster. It's awesome. Animal, you're doing an awesome
Thank you so
job.
much.
Young, thank you for coming on again and co-hosting this with me and bringing questions there. Bill's hat, yeah, okay. So we can hate each other. I'm a Steelers
There's no
fan.
hate.
I don't
There's
hate
no hate.
anybody.
There's
I don't
only
hate
love.
anybody. I don't hate anybody. But anyway. So we got some choices to rate tonight. Okay, obviously, first name that comes to mind is Yemi. Yemi's currently got how many people over? He's got 50 people. If you guys want to see competitive Madden, Mags is streaming right now. He's got 1 person in. So
Yeah, I'll show some love to man.
I think let's go over to Mags.
100%.
Yemi, if you're
I can
listening in
use
the
the help.
background, if you're listening in the background, I love you, man, and we'll be in there. Don't matter if we raid you or not. So we're gonna go over to Mags now. If you guys have never been to Mags' channel, he's a little different streamer than probably all the rest of us here, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean he is more of a comp player guy.
It's because he's good at Madden.
He's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
He plays it from an X's and O's standpoint. He plays it from a hey, this guy has one more finesse move than this guy. This played that you whatever, And I know that Young and Animal Lab that stuff too, but not to this degree. Okay, it's not quite the same. He's
Max,
competing.
sincerely, he's helped
Yeah.
my game a lot.
Yeah,
He really
so
has.
if you do play Madden and you want to watch a guy that can maybe tell you how to play some of it, then Mags is a good one for that. So let's go over and rate him tonight. And also a little background on that: Mags and I work together. We're known Mags for years. So was actually, don't need to say this in there, but was actually his mentor. Let's not say that. He's still employed, so it must not have been that bad. Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant Madden. I thought you meant you were his mentor with Madden.
So I thought Animal was giving me like a half wink, but now I realize his camera's frozen.
Look at that.
What's up, bro?
This clip. Check that
That's
out.
a great freeze. He's just got the most
That's a meme.
uninterested look on his
That's
face.
a meme.
I kept
Oh,
thinking. I
100%
kept
it's
thinking.
me.
He wants to say something, like he's getting ready to say something
Right there,
important.
I want that. I want to put a meme on there. That minute you find out Mike McCarthy's staying.
That needs to be done like now. Let's go.
Before we go,
Yeah,
I'm gonna clipping this on my computer with the Snagit tool.
Oh gosh, sorry, Dallas. That wasn't meant at all, Dallas fans.
Oh crap! I got something on the screen.
Oh, now he's gone.
Oh, now he left. He left.
He got pissed.
All right, we're gonna rate out for Mags. You guys have a great night. Peace out.
Thank you so much, Roy. Appreciate
Love you
you.
guys.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, young buddy. Appreciate you.